It's common for most young men to have a time in their lives where they suffer from a significant amount of acne and breakouts. For me, that was most of my teenage years, and I mostly suffered from acne around my jawline and my body because I played sports. Although I wouldn't consider it severe acne, I did have the occasional really bad breakout, and it would totally destroy my mood and my confidence. I wish I could stay home and avoid everyone because I was so embarrassed of people at school and everyone else seeing this massive pimple I had in my face. Since those years, I can confidently say that I've found a solution. My skin has been so much better because of it. In today's video, I'm gonna go over an acne skincare routine, but specifically, I picked out a routine that is simple, fast, and easy to follow because most of you watching are men, and let's be real, most of us don't want to spend 10 minutes twice a day on skincare. The best part is, if you're disciplined, you can see results in a matter of weeks, but you must remain consistent or it's not gonna matter. There are a few steps you must follow, and something I bet most of you aren't doing is washing your face twice a day. And no, I don't mean with a bar of soap or hand soap or body wash. I mean with a proper face wash. This is going to remove all that extra oil, dirt, and debris in your face that might be causing you to break out. So I have a few different recommendations for you guys, depending on the type of skin that you have. So if you consider yourself to have acne-prone skin, but also consider yourself to not have sensitive skin, then I highly recommend you go with an acne treatment cleanser like a benzoyl peroxide wash. Benzoyl peroxide is fantastic because it's capable of killing acne-causing bacteria. And there are many studies that actually show the efficacy of benzoyl peroxide, and one study even showed that a 10% benzoyl peroxide wash is capable of killing 93.5% of acne-causing bacteria after only 5 days of use twice a day, and 97.5% of acne-causing bacteria after 15 days of use. The downside of 10% benzoyl peroxide is that it can be very irritating for most people. However, I did find another study that actually showed that benzoyl peroxide in concentrations of 2.5% to 10% actually have little to no difference in their effectiveness. And what this means is that you can get those insane benefits I already mentioned at a much more tolerable concentration. So the product I want to recommend to you guys is the CeraVe Acne Foaming Cream Cleanser with 4% benzoyl peroxide. However, one thing I also have to tell you guys is that benzoyl peroxide is known to bleach clothing, and some say you can even bleach your hair, so just be really careful and make sure you're fully washing it off your face. So if benzoyl peroxide isn't for you, or if you're someone with more oily skin, then you might actually benefit more from a salicylic acid-based cleanser. And I've mentioned salicylic acid many times on my channel, but basically salicylic acid is an exfoliant that's also lipophilic, which means that it is attracted to oil. This allows it to penetrate deeply into your pores to remove oil, dead skin cells, and other debris. And salicylic acid is also not as irritating as benzoyl peroxide, so it's going to be a much better alternative for people with more sensitive skin types. The product I want to highlight for this is the CeraVe Acne Control Cleanser, which contains 2% salicylic acid. So basically what I recommend you guys do is pick one of these two cleansers that I mentioned and use it in your nighttime routine. And then you can also use it in the morning as long as your skin can tolerate it. But if not, you can always go for a more gentle cleanser like the La Roche-Posay Purifying Facial Cleanser. So what if you have sensitive skin? In this case, I would definitely stay away from that benzoyl peroxide wash and stick to that same salicylic acid-based cleanser I just talked about. But you might have to experiment with it a little bit. You might find that the Acne Control Cleanser still is too irritating for your skin. And in this case, you can go for a more gentle cleanser like the CeraVe SA Cleanser, or again, go for that La Roche-Posay Clarifying Cleanser. So now that you've washed your face, the next step is to apply some kind of leave-on acne treatment. That way you're gonna get the acne fighting benefits all throughout the day. So start with the nighttime routine. What I recommend you do directly after you wash your face is to apply a retinoid. And retinoids are going to be the keystone of your entire routine because they have so many acne fighting benefits. Retinoids are going to help to speed up cell turnover, which basically means that your body's been pumping out fresh, smooth skin much faster than it is normally used to. And basically what it's going to do is going to help to even out your skin texture and tone, and it's going to help to clear your acne. And retinoids have also been found to help decrease oil production by your sebaceous glands, which is one of the biggest contributors to your acne. So for all of you who don't have sensitive skin, I highly recommend that you guys check it out, the Adapalene Gel by Differin. Adapalene actually used to only be available by prescription, but now anyone can get it, making it the highest strength retinoid over the counter. And in fact, there was actually a study that showed that Adapalene over the counter is actually even significantly more effective at treating acne, and it's less irritating than tretinoin, which, if you don't know, tretinoin is basically the highest strength prescription acne treatment on the market, only behind tazarotene. That being said, I would still recommend only using Adapalene 2 to 3 times per week to start, just because its properties can be pretty irritating and it can cause flakiness. So If after a few weeks you're not experiencing any irritation, then you can increase your usage to every other night, and then eventually you can go to every night. In the case that you have sensitive skin, again, it's going to be trial and error, but if you want to experience the amazing benefits of adapalene, then I highly recommend you try out the retinol sandwich technique. And basically what this is it involves applying a layer of moisturizer directly beneath your retinoid, and then again right on top of your retinoid. And this is really going to help to minimize irritation, but you still might find that you're experiencing some intolerance to it. So in that case, if you're using a salicylic acid-based cleanser, try switching over to a gentle cleanser and see if that makes a difference. And then if not, if you're still experiencing irritation, unfortunately, you're going to have to start with a lower strength retinoid and then gradually work your way up to a stronger strength retinoid just so your skin can build a tolerance to it. Now, if you're watching this and you're confused, maybe you don't understand what I mean by weaker retinoids and stronger retinoids, don't worry, I'm going to explain. So basically, what you must know is that retinoid is actually the name of a class of vitamin A compound. And within this class, you have multiple different compounds such as retinol, retinaldehyde, and retinoic acid. And retinoic acid is actually the equivalent of tretinoin, which, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the highest strength prescription acne treatments. But retinoic acid is the only compound in this group which is capable of binding to certain skin receptors that's going to give us the desired effect that we want. And then you have retinaldehyde, which is absorbed into your skin and then must be converted from retinaldehyde to retinoic acid. And then you have retinol, which is converted from retinol to retinaldehyde, and then from retinaldehyde to retinoic acid. And each time a compound has to go through one of these conversion steps, it actually becomes less effective, but it also becomes less irritating to your skin. And then you have adapalene, which is basically another compound which is capable of binding to these skin receptors, but it's also more chemically stable than retinoic acid, therefore it's going to be less irritating as well. And so what I mean by starting with a weaker retinoid is something like a retinol-based product like the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum, and this is going to have to be converted from retinol to retinaldehyde, and then to retinaldehyde to retinoic acid in your skin, and it's going to be less irritating to your skin in the process. Alright, so that was the leave-on acne treatment for your nighttime routine. For our morning routine, it's going to be even simpler. So basically, right after you wash your face, the next step is going to be to exfoliate. And studies like this one by the Journal of Dermatologic Surgery have found that regular exfoliation can actually improve skin texture and tone by up to 75%. And it can reduce the incidence of acne by up to 50%. For this reason, I would highly recommend you get yourself a 2% salicylic acid-based exfoliant, like the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, if you don't have sensitive skin. And then if you use this in conjunction with that benzoyl peroxide-based wash I told you about earlier, then this is going to be extremely powerful because now you have benzoyl peroxide, which is going to help to kill that acne-causing bacteria, and you have a 2% salicylic acid-based product, which is going to help to work deeply into your pores to help prevent acne breakouts. However, if you use a salicylic acid-based cleanser, then it's not necessary to double up on salicylic acid. Instead, what I would do is I would opt for another product like the ordinary azelaic acid, and this is capable of helping to also exfoliate your skin, but it can also help to fade dark spots and acne scars. So what I would do for both these products is I would start by using it in your morning routine twice a week, and then slowly build your way up to using it daily. And then if you have more sensitive skin, what I'd recommend you use is the ordinary 10% lactic acid with 2% hyaluronic acid. And the reason I recommend this is because lactic acid is both an exfoliant and also has the added benefit of being hydrating at the same time. And then that extra hyaluronic acid in the serum also is going to give you an even deeper hydration. And then same thing, I'd recommend using this twice a week to start and then slowly work your way up to every day. However, besides lactic acid, the problem with washing your face and retinoids and exfoliation is they can all dry out your skin and lead to irritation. So it's very important that the last step of your routine is to use a moisturizer to help rehydrate your skin. If it's the nighttime, you should find yourself a non-comedogenic hydrating moisturizer like the CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion, or another great option is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. And then if it's the morning, make sure that you're also using these same moisturizers in addition to a sunscreen, or you can find yourself a sunscreen that can also double as a moisturizer and a sunscreen. Applying sunscreen is crucial, and not doing so defeats the whole purpose of your routine because of the damage the sun causes to your skin. So a great option to have for you guys today for sunscreens include the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel, and this is a great hydrating sunscreen. And then another great sunscreen for more oily skin is the Cetaphil Oil Absorbing Moisturizer. But guys, if you have oily skin, then you understand how hard it can be to find the right sunscreen for your skin. So if you want some more options, I would recommend you check out this video here about a whole bunch of options for sunscreens for oily skin. I'll see you guys in the next one.